very things that sustain our life. You can't eat honey if the water is poisoned, if the air is poisoned. What other species on this planet will deliberately and intentionally just poison their young? None other. So there is, there are limits. And I think that government, when they're creating jobs, need to be mindful of that and do not cross that line. And shale gas and the production of shale gas is, it's too high of a risk. That's what I hear people saying. It's too high of a risk to take. There are things that are under the surface of the earth that belong there. And they have no business to bring those things to the surface to harm our children. Things that could cause cancer, things that could, you know, contaminate, radiation. They don't have technology to clean radiation from things. And if that begins to contaminate the rivers and the waters, the health of the people, the condition of the earth will be reflected in the health of the people that live on there. And, you know, I spent yesterday on the river, on the Williston River, Nawijiwak, and the Kennebecasis River Valley. What beautiful land, beautiful river. And you know, I thought a lot about my ancestors and why they would have spent so much time on that river, because it's such a beautiful place. And that whole valley has been taken over around the Penobscot area. That's been taken over by these gas companies and just devastate that community, tear the fabric of the community apart. That's what I saw. I could smell gas in the air. Just walking, you get whiffs, strong whiffs of gas, smell of gas. We all smelled it. Even the crew that was with me, they smelled it too. And we could see the flames coming out of the stacks, burning off. They said they're cleaning the gas, but they're burning off all these metals that come up with the gas. But what are they doing burning it? It doesn't all burn, it spews it into the air. And so it you know, it's contaminating. It's just creating conditions that are not supportive of life. The earth is not dirty. The earth is sacred. She sustains and supports life. It's people that are dirty. And if they want to manage something, they ought to manage people. Because the earth would clean herself in no time if they would just stop doing what they're doing to the rivers and dumping into the spilling, you know, chemicals and things like that into the land. And one place we went to was up here, I want to tell them the story about Glooskap up in Kingsclear. And there's a big rock there, way up on the hill, and it overlooks the river. And I told them the story about Glooskap. When he left the river, he left his snowshoes in the river. He said, "I'll be back one day to get them." And he said, if they're not, like, if anything happens to my snowshoes, woe be to those who have created damage. When you go there and look down, you can see the Macnaquac Dam. And just as I was talking about that, these people from the community there, First Nation community, came. A man and his partner came, and he was telling us that nobody in Kingsclear, you know, dies of old age anymore. And so many people have been dying of cancer. And they just recently lost a member of their community. She was 41 years old. She died of cancer. And he said 15 years ago they were saying that the fish was full of mercury. And Glooskap's footprint of his moccasin is still on that rock today. And they filmed that. And so, you know, like I said before, the condition of the earth, the rivers, the water, it's going to be reflected in human health.
How confident are you that people are going to be able to stop the exploration?
Well, the last protest we had, there were 1,500 people that came, and I know that many, many, many people have been sending letters and emails to the government. There's petition that the New Brunswick Conservation Council has. I believe on Saturday it was over 12,000 signatures on it. There's more now because, you know, people right here have been signing on to it. And we don't know tomorrow. There's a storm we heard that could possibly, affect the number of people who would like to come out. And I wouldn't want anyone to, to endanger their lives or anything. It depends on how severe the storm is. I'm hoping we're just going to get a really nice, gentle snow that just falls and just adds power to what we're doing. The Earth's on our side, by the way.
Do you think that this could come potentially to a court fight where First Nations would insist that they've never surrendered the land and refuse to have gas exploration?
It could potentially happen. I know that the companies right now are desperately trying to get a hold of the INAC chiefs and trying to get a hold of somebody to talk to, and I know why. They probably want to, make them an offer that they can't refuse. But the chiefs really need the majority of the council to make decisions. Under the Indian Act, they don't have the authority to make decisions on their own. The people that make the decisions is the majority of the council. That's according to the Indian Act. So. To my knowledge, I don't believe that there have been any backroom deals made, although I do know that they've been meeting with individuals. And